Hey guys, I'm learning TFT and I'm sharing my learnings with you so that you can learn and I can learn better as well. In this video, I'm going to share with you a coaching session that I did with Broseph. This one's a little bit different in that it's the day before Set Live and the new patch just came out. I put together a list of questions that I still am kind of working through in my head about various aspects of the game that seem confusing to me. So we did a kind of a fast-paced Q&A throughout the whole coaching session. I suspect that there will be stuff in here that will be new information for many of you, and it was just super helpful for me. So I hope you enjoy this coaching session with Broseph. Before I send you to that, I do want to shout out to tftdojo.com, the community and tech product that Virtual and I are building to help learn and train at TFT better in a social community setting. So if you want to check that out and join the waitlist, check out tftdojo.com in the description below. With that said, I hope you enjoy this coaching session with Broseph. Okay. So first thing I have here is I went through all the augments and did an attempt. Like, I think for this set, I'm trying to come up with a way to evaluate stuff that is independent from like other people's tier lists.
Sure.
And one methodology I've tried to do is to basically come up with some equivalent, like at each tier, like what is the average amount of
A
items.
benchmark.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
But one of the hard things is coming up with a benchmark for durability, omnivamp, and damage amp. So I want to run these by you.
Yeah, sounds good.
Um,
Um, what the heck? Okay. So, yeah, did you want to go over one specific spot first?
Let me filter just combat so that I can share with you what I have here.
Yeah.
Okay, and then so I tried to come up with component value. This is pre-patch, by the
It's a
way.
little that one's a little hard to see if you could full screen it.
Yeah.
Or like zoom. Yeah, the zoom in helps a lot. All right, cool, thanks.
So it's interesting that your guess on Mort Dog's thing showed up the highest here.
Yep.
And so basically I was trying to do the math on like this
Yep.
stuff's easier, right? Like HP and AS.
Yep.
But specifically for durability, omnivamp, and damage amp, I was like a little bit confused about how to go about it.
Okay. Damage amp is the easiest. Damage amp, I'm pretty sure 18% is good for a gold. I don't know what like benchmark you're using, but like
So
gold at any point, 18% is good.
These were the ones I was looking at.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, basically under I think yeah. You're comparing them to each other, I assume?
Kind of I was basically saying like if these are the rough, and this is assuming that they're all balanced, which they probably aren't. But if
I think they're
these,
balanced-ish. I mean, Ascension is just bad, but the other two are balanced-ish, yeah.
yeah, like if these were around 4.5, and if around 1.5 to 2 items is about 1 or 4.5 AVP, then I was basically saying like 10 to 18% damage amp ish is equivalent to about this many items.
Yep.
And I've like done an item analysis before, and on average, I was estimating one item being equal to about like an average item being equal to about 7 components in value.
Yep.
So then I was basically using that to come out to around a math of 1 component per unit.
Okay.
I want to get your feedback on this one.
Oh, okay. I mean, this is a fairly decent way to like was it quantitatively kind of assess the augments. And I'm pretty sure they have something similar to this this system in terms of how they design and balance these things internally, and then they adjust them based on situational factors.
Right.
So what is the conclusion from what we did here?
I got to about 1 component per unit, like basically 10% damage amp. Is basically like 10% AS or 10% AD is where I ended up.
Yeah, it's close. I think it's evaluated as slightly higher. I think actually it's not even evaluated. It's about right. I think it's about right actually.
Okay. And then Omnivamp as well. Does that sound about right?
10% Omnivamp is one component.
So the benchmark I was using was Celestial Blessing.
Yeah, you can also use BT as like a benchmark as well. BT gives 20 MR, 20 Omnivamp. So the 7, yeah, I think it's pretty close to that, I think. Yeah, I think that's right. I think that's right.
And then same thing with durability, about 10% durability equal to 1. In Chaotic Evolution, they have it at where was it? Chaotic Evolution had 6% durability. I mean, the HP and the durability, I think, were undervalued compared to the other stats here.
Partially. The thing to consider is that this is mainly good in comps that like 3-star a lot of units in the board. I think the main comp that this is good in right now is Bruiser Bard. Bruiser Aphelios is the better way to put it. In which case, you also get 4 of them. Like you get 4 stacks. And so it would be too strong if the defensive stats were good because you're 3-starring more of your frontliners, and the frontliners are better to, like, how do I say this? Frontliners with no items but getting health and durability is more OP than backliners no items getting health, basically. So they need to nerf the effective value out of the health and the durability, basically.
So then, are you saying that this amount of durability should be worth more than a component, or this is about right?
Have you looked at Big Friend as a reference? Does that exist in the set still?
Yeah. 9% durability. That's actually how I got this.
Yeah, it's just
because this is a silver, right? So
I think the actual number is like a little bit lower because in reality, the trade-off that Big Friend gives you is actually a pretty severe one, I think.
Right.
Because you don't actually get it on all your units. You need to clump your units together to get it. You might need to do a ball, and then you might there's a bunch of like caveats with that. So I would peg it like closer to 7 or 8. Are there any other good
steadfast?
Like if you look at have you seen the Ionia one, the Ionia Augment? I'm pretty sure
Defense of
you can get
Placidium.
Yeah.
The one? Yeah.
Yeah.
8% and then increase to 12.
And that's a gold augment.
Gold, yeah.
So they literally peg it, I think, at 6 or something, or like 6 or 7 probably. I think that augment is quite weak. I think the right evaluation to have is that it's like between 7 and 8 in terms of the value of durability as one component.
Okay, so closer to
like
7
the number.
or 8.
Yeah, it might be like 7.5 or something, but yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Okay, cool. That's helpful. And then, given that I haven't updated this for the patch, but do the ones that like maybe above 20 or so seem reasonable to you? Like Golemify and Dumbify, like you have to pay a big econ cost, so like that's the trade-off you have to make.
Yep.
Do these like kind of all seem like roughly in the right spot? I'm not asking you for the actual math, just like in terms of overall strength.
Yeah, in terms of like power given, right?
Yeah, like just passing your eye check.
These make sense. Bringer of Ruin. Okay, it seems like so. I guess it makes sense for me to first ask, like, how are you using this? Like, what is the metric of which you're evaluating this information presented to you?
I am using this to then create like my own like kind of tier and like create kind of caveats on when this is useful. Obviously, like
right.
Reroll, I think this patch at least doesn't seem too strong. So like some of these, that's why I put them at B. Even though like this component value looks very strong.
I mean, they also have drawbacks which you're taking into account that doesn't go into the number, right?
Yeah.
Like you can't quantify those drawbacks. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Bringer of Ruin, I'd be very, very careful about. Because you can't itemize that icon. So if you stats are more useful multiplicatively, right?
Right.
And this would be like the exception where the number probably should actually be different on a unit that cannot be itemized.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. Like these values are much better on a fully itemized carry.
Yeah, exactly. Same with Demify, right? Like Demify and Golemify are actually similar because you cannot itemize them. Like if you itemize it, those would be like the best things in the game.
Yep.
Based on like the component value they give you.
Okay.
Makeshift spirit. I assume, like you calculated like high number of procs, I assume, on a lot of these, right?
So,
but did you calculate like 99, like 90 HP gone or what for this one?
Yeah, I was calculating 90 HP gone.
Yeah, that's fine.
I was assuming 24-second fight, which is probably conservative.
Conservative? Isn't that a little bit liberal?
Or like, wouldn't you expect if you have Spirit Link that your fight would last longer than 24 seconds?
I don't think so.
No?
Like, I don't think it extends it by all that much, I think.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And like, there's like a number in my head that I feel like late game fights are decided in like 16 seconds at most. Even like, unless your board is like exceptionally tanky, which you can use as a factor, but that's not the average, I think. Yeah, I would expect it to not. I would not be calcing for 24 seconds of effective usage.
Okay.
Also, because like units will die, which like obviously it's a little bit hard to exactly factor in, but just keeping that in mind and giving it like a bump down as a result.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Okay. So I think I can probably work off this. I just wanted to see if there's anything that looked really off, but I think that looks good.
No, it looks roughly right. Yeah, it looks roughly right.
So then I was trying to do a similar thing with units.
Yeah.
And one thing that I wasn't sure about is the tank roll logic. Do you know what the actual formula for mana damage taken is? I went to Talker's Trials and it seemed like it might be in this range, but I was looking at it I realized I was looking at it for minions, and I don't know if that's different than regular champs. I don't know if you knew.
Okay, here's what I'll say. I believe the last time they reworked this, the information exists. Okay, they reworked it with the rolls revamped, but I don't think they updated mana from taking damage for those units. They just removed it for all other units. A long time ago, they edited the formula, and I believe there's like one like set rundown or patch or something, patch rundown where Mordog explained what the formula was. For the love of God, I couldn't find it for you right now, but it exists out there.
Does this sound roughly right? Like, let's say you have a Shen, right? Like, and the Shen's default HP was, what was it? Like
1,000.
1,000. So let's say you're at like half HP, then that would be around 15 mana gained. Does that sound about right?
I'm not gonna lie, I have almost no intuitive understanding of how much mana they'd be gaining. Okay. I'll say though that it's based on it takes into account both pre-mitigation and post-mitigation damage in some formula.
Oh, I see. Okay.
It's like weighted differently.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you might like it. I'm pretty sure it exists in like a video from a long time ago. Maybe someone on Twitter could tell you. I don't know. Like, yeah.
Okay. Next question.
Yes.
The
reason why is because their base HP, the amount of HP they get at 2-star is the formula is their HP is multiplied by 1.8 or their base HP.
Oh, okay. 2-star is base HP times 1.8. Okay.
Yeah, and I think 3-star runs the same thing. Like it's the 2-star times 1.8 again, I believe, for base HP.
Okay, cool. That's helpful. Caretaker logic. Is it free rerolls? So stage 2 always gives you 1. Stage 3 gives you 2 free rerolls. Stage 4 gives you 3.
Yeah, and then stage 5 is also 3.
Oh, it caps out at.
It's capped at 3. Capped at 3. Yeah.
4 plus cap 3. Okay, and then the unit value. You know what that is? I think stage 2 was 1. I think, right? And then I've received 3 costs in the late game. I just forget if it was random between 2 and 3 costs. You know?
I have not even thought. I've played Bard a lot. I would need to watch over some of the film. I didn't think to notice if there was a pattern such as the one that you're describing, but I believe now that you mention it, that it should exist something like that. Like something along these lines exist.
Okay. And do you know if it, because I don't know if it's just whatever bias it's called, but I feel like I've gotten units that are on my board or that I've wanted more so than units that I don't want.
It's not actually purely random. It's tailored.
Okay, it is.
It's soft tailored.
Oh, it's soft tailored. Okay.
Yeah. And like certain things are more soft tailored than others. So what I've observed is that like one trait units tend to be like plucked kind of often. So like when you're playing Ixtal reroll, it will give you a Brock more often than you'd expect, or like a Nidalee more often than you expect. And then same idea for Targons, I think. So like that's what I've noticed. I think.
Wait, Bard can give you a Brock?
Yeah, it's fairly common to get a Brock, late game.
Assuming you've unlocked a Brock.
Yeah, you have to unlock it. You have to have
Okay.
unlocked it. Yeah.
Wait, so there's no cap to the gold value of this?
No, I've seen Brock on. Yeah, I've seen Brock. Up to 7. Yeah.
Oh shit. I mean, that's crazy. Okay. So
Yep.
so when you think about playing tempo Bard, it seems like you break even on the cost of rolling before stage 2 carousel, like by middle of stage 3-ish, right?
Did you do the math rigorously?
No, I'm just I just threw that out there. Like, let's say
You vibed it out. Okay. I think it's like, I think your approximation is about correct, but there's like wildly varying differences depending on your situation. Like rolling from 50 gold to 40 gold is very different from rolling from 10 to 0, right? Like that's like massively
opportunity
different.
cost of all the missed interest that you would have received.
Yeah, exactly. And like there's also a huge range of cost depending on if the rolls were free or not. And like he's a lot better if the rolls are free. I think it can break even anywhere around like 3-2 if your rolls were all free-ish. That one's not too hard to calculate, I think, right? And that because like that's the 4 rolls. If you lose 3, you get the 4 rolls back by 3-2, right? All the way to like 4-1, depending on if you paid the max amount for Bard, which is rolling and buying below 10 for 4 rolls of actual gold. I think it catches up by like 4-1.
Okay.
Which means that you need to keep in mind, and you need to keep in mind a few things. The main thing is that to get value from him, you have to give up a slot on your board, which in some lines is quite bad. The lines where that's really bad is if you run like if you would prefer to run 2 or 3 backline units that like are good for your trait. So like an example is like it's not that awkward, but it's certainly better for a comp like Viego with like 2 tanks and like a Yorick to play the Bard in the back than to be playing what else is a decent example? Than to be playing like Cog Kate. If you play Cog Kate Bard, the level 4 just has nothing, and then like you shouldn't be leveling, so you just lose all your HP. Right? Like because you have 3 backliners and 1 frontliner, and that's probably bad.
Okay, cool. I think that's enough for Bard. It sounds like anytime you have free rolls,
yes,
in stage 2, you should just play for Bard because he breaks even pretty quickly.
Yeah, you can. If you have free rolls, you don't even have to field them right away. Like, just note that if you like get in a spot where you can fast 9 and you just have a Bard, and you lose 5 rounds on stage 4, you get 30 gold of value.
If you lose, oh wait,
because you get 3 rolls for 5 turns,
I
right?
forgot it increases. Oh shit! Okay.
Yep. So like it's like having a 250 cash out for Crystal if you have a Bard.
All right, so
and like they reduce stage 4 damage, so that's actually like pretty good to do. Just know that like you don't have to play if you're like winning. You don't have to play him on 2-5-2-6 is the big one, because like the payout is like a little bit small compared to, like, it's comparable to streaking basically. So if you can streak and preserve HP, it makes more sense to keep the HP now and then use it to sack later.
Yeah, this is almost like whatever what was the cash out trait last set where you put it in like end of stage 3, start of stage 4 if you're playing from early head. I already forgot.
Yeah, it's like it's crystal. You play crystal on 3-6.
Yeah, you're saying you can get it doesn't work for neutrals, right?
No.
Okay. Yordles in the mid game. Are you ever playing that for econ in mid game?
Yes.
And if so, are you what is the angle usually with that line if you're playing it for econ? Like, is it fast 9? And when are you taking it out? What are you usually angling from that opener?
Yeah, that's a good question. So, you have a few options. I think the most powerful will always be fast 9, I think, because you get to play 8 Yordle on stage 4 and while losing. That's like the big thing, because you get like on average 4.8 gold from the grab bag, and you get 2 free rerolls. So like it's a lot of gold per round. It's like almost 9 gold per round. If you play 8 Yordle, that's the most powerful situation. Otherwise, if you don't have the health to fast 9, then
is that usually towards the fast 9 Mel board?
This one Annie prefers to play towards Annie.
Oh, okay, Annie and Silas.
Annie's Zillion Silas, yeah.
Okay.
Annie, Zillion, Silas, Kabuko is like the big one.
And then alternatively,
it's because here's the thing. The spot where you can't go fast 9 is definitely a bad spot, right? And like something bad probably happened if you played this and then like lost a lot. But if you had to, like, you just had to collect some gold. I've done it before where you can play into invokers is like reasonable. Or just like play, mostly invokers. Or it's either like a 4 invoker comp, or you play into Yunara lists, which makes a lot of sense as well. Like Yunara list is like quite strong. It's like pretty easy to play, and it's a good version of list or Yunara carry. And you have like holders for both the items there.
Okay, so usually you have both. Who are you usually carrying here? Teemo and Triss?
Yeah. You never want to put items on Lulu, basically.
Right.
Like Teemo 1 is better than Lulu 2. Okay. Like one is AP, one is AD.
Yeah. Okay. Next one, Piltover mods. I tried to do a similar component breakdown.
Yep.
This one I basically used same as Exiles. Continuum cogs. Basically, this is pretty easy. 3.2 components, and then you can scale it with number of units. EMP.
It doesn't quite scale, so it's not quite so simple, but I think this is like a reasonable breakdown, I think. I'll say that like the buff is better. It's better on itemized units is the idea, right?
Yeah.
Like because of multiplicative value, but this is fine.
Okay. Yeah, point taken.
Okay, I'll give you a benchmark that you can use, actually, that probably helps. Itemized units are about 3 times as valuable as non-itemized units. Like, that's about how much power they get from having a reasonably useful set of items.
Okay, and so basically what we're saying is, if you can... This would basically be like adding half an item. It'd be like making them 3.5x more powerful.
Yeah.
Whereas if a unit has no items, it's like doesn't make as big of a multiplicative like impact. Yep.
Like I think like the full itemized unit goes from like 3x to like 3.75x because it's like 0.25. per each like X it has, right? But an unatomized unit goes from like 1 to 1.25x, if that makes sense.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I was having a hard time trying to value this 90 caliber. Like basically this stuns not just for this, but like augments or anything that stuns. Like how would you go about trying to create some benchmark for this?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I was thinking it's like a
It's
function of what unit you're stunning and like I guess maybe the damage you're preventing in that 3 seconds or 2 seconds.
yeah, I would lean towards damage mitigation, basically. Um, yeah, like damage mitigation or
Which would then equate to like basically number of
a
belts that you're
percentage.
savings.
Yeah, kind of like number of belts, or you could do it by the value of the unit, and then mitigating a proportion of that in comparison to the length of a typical fight. So like
How
if the
would
fight like effectively 16 or 18 seconds, right?
uh-huh.
And you stun them for 2, if the unit is like, I don't know if you have like a methodology for like the evaluation of like specific like units in general, but like you'd be cutting down like you'd be cutting down 11%. Yeah, about 11% of the damage that a fully atomized unit is doing, basically. And if you have some way to integrate that into your system, you can use that. Basically, is one thing I could think of.
Okay. Okay, that's helpful. Um I did a similar thing with void mutations.
Hmm.
Do these roughly look ballpark right to what you've seen? I haven't really played much void at all.
No, that's fair. Huh. How did you evaluate spitter spines?
Okay, so the way I
Uh,
did this is I was just ballparking an early game carry might deal something like 3k damage, and then I
mhm.
was multiplying it by 2 times 3, basically.
Yeah, I see. Okay. Okay, I see. Um,
This is assuming you're strong. Like, if you're not strong,
yeah,
you
no,
can't deal that much damage.
yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Cool. Okay, how did you evaluate adrenaline?
24-second fight.
Oh, you did not calculate this with double Ginsu Kaisa, did you?
No,
Okay, yeah,
it
that
should be higher. Is that
calculate it with
this?
here's what you would do. Here's what you would do. Yeah, you're yes. If you have this, calc this with 2 Ginsu Kaisa and 1 Ginsu Kaisa just to have an idea. And if you can, it'd be useful to calc it for I'll tell you the calcs you want to do. QSS Kraken Belveth is what you would want to calc it with as well.
Okay, so your assumption would be that this should be higher.
Yeah, that looks like it's too low to me.
Okay. Like
Um
where instinctively does this go to you? Like S or A?
oh, well, it depends on your comp, right? Like
Yeah. Yeah. Okay,
if
let's
you're
assume you have good items.
it still depends on which unit you're carrying in the void line, right?
Yeah. Okay. Double. I assume double Winsu Kaisa is the best multiplier on this, right?
Yeah. That
So
would be
let's
S
assume that one.
easily, I think.
Okay.
Like I think that one's S, and I think Spitter Spines is A.
Okay.
I mean, Spitter Spines should just be like approximately an 11% damage up, right?
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. What was your calc for Nucleus? Is that one in the game? That one's not.
Oh, is it not
Is
in the
that one in the
game?
game?
I don't know. This was on More Dog's slide.
Maybe I'm crazy. I'm I'm pretty sure I've never seen that. I think they removed that one, but I could be wrong. I think
I,
I've never seen it
okay. The
lately.
way I've been evaluating stats like this where it's both is I'm just taking like a small percentage of the non-dominant like damage type.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, but going untargetable, I don't think is 0.5. You would want to look at what the value of it is in Edge of Night, basically. And like how much of the component value in Edge of Night is dedicated to this. If I give you, okay, I'll take a look real quick. Edge of Night gives 10 AD, 15 attack speed, 20 armor. It looks like to me that it's equivalent to
It's like
2 or 3
4.5.
components. Yeah, it's equivalent to like 2 or 3 components.
Okay,
the value
yeah.
of going untargetable, yeah.
Okay, yeah. And it also cleanses, so.
Yep.
This is more like.
Oh well, Eon does the same thing. Eon does the same thing.
Oh, it does the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so then it should be higher.
Yeah, I'm just really suspicious if that exists
Oh,
or
you
not.
just don't even know if it exists. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Senna Lucian, did we cover DR? I forget. I think we did.
Yeah,
didn't we?
yeah.
Okay. All right, so then basically Senna Lucian is like adding a component to all your allies.
Yep.
All right. Xerath, or I guess, okay, before we even get to Xerath, I had a game where I played the Azir Augment. Do we pretty much always want to unlock, like, what's the unlock prio? I assume it's Xerath first.
Yeah. Because the thing is, here's what you should know. If you unlocked Xerath, unless you're in some crazy spot, if you unlock Xerath, you'll never unlock Nasus, and you unlock Nasus, you'll never, if you unlock either of the other ones, you'll never unlock. Okay, basically, if you don't unlock Nasus first, it's very rare that you unlock Nasus, and if you don't unlock Xerath first, it's very rare that you unlock Xerath at all, basically. So, the idea is you have a choice. You have a choice between Renekton only, Xerath Renekton, or Nasus Renekton. That's what your choice exists for, basically, right? Because the conditions after you, the only reasonable condition that you can unlock, you can get, is 4 wins in a row in the late game. Like, you can't get 4 losses in a row, and you can't go win, loss, win, loss, win, or loss, win, loss, win, loss. Like, those are too hard to obtain.
Okay, so Nasus / Renekton or Xerath / Renekton.
Yes, those are your paths, basically.
Okay. And if we unlock Xerath, do you know if the charms scale over time, or is it just random? Like, do you know what the odds are for these?
Charms? I don't know what the table is.
Or
wait, does it exist? Does the table exist?
There's a table, but it doesn't say like what the odds are. And it seems kind of ridiculous that you would get this right away. So I assume you scale into it.
What the? Do you mind zooming in on that one?
Yeah.
I'm not sure I've seen that one.
Oh, it's not letting me zoom.
It's all good. Oh, this is good enough. I have never seen that one.
Like, okay, Xerath was in what, 2 sets ago or 3 sets ago? If I recall correctly, it was that they kind of like over more rounds you would like kind of get access. It would like unlock the higher gold value ones.
I think you're right, because I think you're right.
Okay, so getting Xerath in earlier has some value. It's kind of like TF as well, right? Like from last set.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna assume that getting Xerath in earlier is better than getting Xerath in later.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Void and Ionia, do you know if the mods and the trait are the same for all players?
Void is different, Ionia is the same.
Okay. Do you know what AP Kai'Sa's mana is?
I think it's 40 or 50.
Okay. For playing Ixtal with the recent nerfs to what was it, Nico and Vi, if you are trying to unlock Brock, what supporting casts do you want to play around him?
Oh, I see what you mean. In my opinion, the lines are completely different. Like you're never choosing between these two, and I'll explain why.
Okay.
If you have early Ixtal, like on 2-1, I think you should almost always be playing toward like an invoker freljord board. I think if you have free rerolls and like you have nothing better to play, or like you natural like a Nico or something, then you like easily want to play into Ixtal reroll.
The Ixtal reroll and the stats right now on PBE after the patch look like pretty horrendous.
How is it in comparison to the last patch? Do this filter. I do not trust this. I do not go into the Explorer. Go into the Explorer.
I think the Explorer's data is too small. Or let me see.
Huh? Well, I mean, it can't be meaningfully different, right? Also, there should be enough stats. Like the comp is common enough.
Okay, I assume we want to look at last day.
Sure, last day is fine. I mean, as long as you're on the current patch, it's fine. Oh, no Skarner. Put an Orianna in there.
Okay.
4.8. And the last patch, what was it in the last patch? I think it might have been like 4.2 in the last patch.
It's not letting me filter that, but I guess I could just do like last 3 days.
You could do last 4 or something. Yeah,
4?
Sure.
Okay, 4.9, 11%. Wait, what?
Why didn't it change? That's weird. I'll stream my Explorer. Maybe I can filter it differently. I don't know why yours looks weird.
Okay, I'll look at yours.
Because I can select the patch.
Oh, you're in the app. Okay, I was in the browser.
Yeah. I figured that might make a difference. Melio, Orianna, Bard. What else? Nico. Okay, so I'm gonna filter that. Like this guy should have 3 items. Is what I'll filter. And then Nico should have 3 items. I think. Like if you're not getting to this, like you're not playing the game, in my opinion. Like I'll check this. I'll also check this. And like this is even better, but usually people itemize Bard first. Like it should. You should have this. Is what you should have. Which this is this patch. This is so it was broken on the last patch, but like when we can't all play the most broken comp in the game. So like if you go to here, 4.3,
still playable.
Looks reasonable enough to me, right? Like if you go 3-star, 3-star, like I'm pretty sure this is on par for like this is very reasonable for a comp of this style. I think it was like truly horrendously broken in the last patch, as well say.
Okay.
Like you're right. It's much worse. I still think it's a good comp.
Okay. So the Ixtal reroll is you're just gonna take longer to get there, and to like if you unlock Brock, you're just kind of mainly because you won your way there, whereas the 2-1 early Ixtal towards freljord invoker, you're likely to lose more, or in the mid game, I assume. Like you're
That's not necessarily true.
No?
The first one is like very opportunistic. Like you can make a good board. Like if you have a Melio, your board should be good. Melio is a very strong early game unit, in my opinion. And then you just play around any frontline you really see. Like it's pretty like I don't think you're because if you have it on 2-1, unless you took the gold augment, which is like actually still reasonable, I think. But if you took a regular augment, and it wasn't econ, you should have the ability to win. I think, in my experience at least. Okay. But you do get it a lot faster if you're playing Ixtal reroll. Or sorry, you get it a lot faster if you have 2-1 Ixtal, obviously.
Yeah.
But if you roll for the board, you should be able to do. You should be able to win starting 3-2 forward, and you can do some of the more aggressive quests, like winning some number of rounds in a row, which is kind of rare, or alternating, which effectively reads win 3 rounds or have the control over the outcome of 3 rounds, basically.
Okay.
That's for the Ixtal reroll board. Failure reroll, you can't guarantee that.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Reinforcement. Someone forget where mentioned that the trick changed where you know how you could like fill up your
Mm-hmm.
bench and then still buy like 2-star of forecast, for example,
Mm-hmm.
if you have a pair. Do you know?
Yep.
Are you aware of that? They fixed that.
I did not know they fixed that.
Okay,
I haven't tried it lately.
I heard someone say that, but okay. Um, all right. I didn't look at your notes yet on the
Yep.
VOD I sent.
Okay.
But what happens if you don't natural vise, or like more generally, when should you play Warwick? And if you are trying to angle Warwick, when do you roll? And what happens if you don't hit Vi 2?
Yeah, but basically, it's a little bit risky to angle it, unless you open with a Vi on stage, sometime on stage 2,
Mm-hmm.
because the expectation is you you should usually natural one by stage 3, I think.
Yeah.
Or sorry, you should natural one throughout stage 3. And if you have Vi pair, you can go into 4-2 and roll until you hit the Vi 2 and stop to get your Warwick. Or you can go into 4-5 and roll until you have your Vi 2 and stop. I think the line has a significant step up if you roll for Bard. I actually think that like you might find like really significant edges, even on like no extra gold, if you roll for Bard on 2-3, because the kinds of boards that want to play into Warwick are like Kiana and Viego openers, right? And if that's the case, then you don't need you have 3 frontliners at least, right? So having the Bard in the back is totally fine for your board. And I would consider rolling for like making aggressive econ, holding only like the Kiana and or your Viego or whatever, and then rolling for the Bard on 2-3. You probably want to field 2 defender as like your front line, and that should significantly up your chances of having the Vi. I've done this one time; it seemed pretty good.
That
I had
makes
like
sense.
natural rolls by something,
Mhm.
but if you are playing for Warwick, which I think is pretty good to do on this patch, you should consider trying that out, I think.
Okay. And then in the case
By the
that
way, if you
you're
roll for Bard with no extra gold, just know that you should never ever level on that stage
how
because it
often
costs
are
too
you
much gold.
doing that?
Uh, how often am I doing what? Like rolling for Bard like without free rolls?
Yeah.
It's pretty rare. I would do it again if I ended up in the spot where I don't have a Vi, I have a Kiana too, I have a BT and a bow, and my econ is fine. Like I would do it again, I think.
Okay. So like econ encounter or like gold.
Like it's better an econ encounter or like get gold from anywhere.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. When you're saying that if you have Vi pair, you can go into 4-2 to roll. This is at level 7, level 8.
8.
Okay. So
If,
you're
if you if you otherwise wouldn't have had enough gold to roll on 4-2 like that, you probably shouldn't be leveling and rolling on 4-2 in the first place, I think.
okay. Is there ever a situation where you lose streak into 3-2 and roll like a little bit to try to find Vi 2 to carry the mid
Yeah, you
game?
can.
And then
Yeah, you
like
can,
roll for
especially if
Warwick
you have
on
Bard.
4-5?
You can. I would be hesitant to do it without free rolls.
Okay.
But you can. You can for sure. Yeah. Like if you're gonna roll, the 6 makes the most sense if you're like kind of scared of not hitting it. And then you can roll for stronger and then go 4-5 level 8.
Okay. Is there a scenario where maybe you slammed melee items hoping to go Warwick, but then let's say you have a Vi, and basically like the scenario I had, right? Like you have a Vi,
Yeah.
but then you don't natural one in stage 3.
Yep.
Do you consider pivoting to, or maybe even doing a flex roll down between what is it, Belveth, Ambessa, and Warwick? Or really it's Vi 2 first, but like
So
still go level 8 and then flex.
So what you're proposing is basically that you flex the Slayer's board, right? I don't think you're flexing between the 3. I think Belveth and Ambessa should be played on the same board, I think. and then like your Mbessa holds your like kind of more marksman items, and then the Mbessa holds the bruiser items basically. Because I just think I wouldn't do that on this patch. I mean, okay. If you get into this spot, you probably should. You probably have to. I would be very sad to do that because I think Mbessa sucks right now.
Yeah. Dude, but if you hit your Mbessa 2 on a roll down, like she can probably hold you over, I assume, for stage 4, and then you try to go 9 and play into the Noxus smell.
I don't you can't you will not have enough gold to get off of it is the problem.
Okay.
I think like here's the thing, just because you don't have Vi 2 doesn't mean that you'll have Mbessa 2, right? Like yeah. Your spot will not be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would play for Mbessa Belveth and try to salvage your placement basically.
Okay. What do you play from Lost Streak right now? Like I feel like in the past you would just lean reroll from Lost Streak, or if there's like Crystal or something, but now like Ixtal, you don't even really want to lose streak.
Yep.
So what's your thought on like how you play when you have a shit opener?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think so there's two options. One, you play you play Void on your board and you get Rift Herald, which should allow you to spike your board later into the game. Because that guy's strong and like 2-star Rift Herald's very good. Do you have to go for a second or is that fine?
No, that's fine.
Okay. And then you stabilize off the Rift Herald, then like probably the Kaisa too. But like the main idea is you try to get Rift Herald by like 3-5 or 3-6. And you try to build a board around being rather stable on stage 4, and playing towards this can enable you to do that. The other way is if you hit a augment with rerolls or like calc loss or something, which also is a reroll augment. You can play for Ixtal reroll. I think that's like a good angle. Lastly, what's the last thing I was gonna say? You can try to play boards that scale reasonably. And when I say scale reasonably, I mean like you can play Bilgewater even if your board's not very good. Hopefully, if you can find ATF, you might not have a strong Bilge opener, but you will have a Bilge opener, assuming you find an Alawi somewhere. So like Bilge can kind of hold you through because it's generating you gold. Like you're losing, but you're getting gold to catch up later, and you're getting units that can allow you to start winning stage 3. Like if you're like losing stage 2, you can like get a Nautilus 2 or a GP2 hopefully by the time stage 3 rolls around, and that can hopefully recover you. What else?
So this would also include like Ionia Gold Gen. I guess more XP than killing, so it's specifically XP. And
I guess like Yordle. XP. Yordle. Yeah. Basically, the way that you recover this is like you try to save some HP, and you must play something that generates you gold, so you have an advantage on stage 4, basically.
Okay, what lines with? I guess we already talked about Yordle. This could just go to Yunara.
Ionia is just Yunara, yeah.
This goes to what?
Let me tell you. This goes to Bilge opener. You could play Bilge MF. I think if you executed Bilge MF perfectly, that would be fine. I will warn you, that comp is the hardest comp I've ever seen in the entire history of the game. But that's like viable. You can try to play Graves TF if it's not too contested, if you like that comp. If not, that's fine. Alternatively,
this is gonna be like a top 5 angle, I assume.
If your opener is terrible, yeah. Graves or Bilge opener. Bilge opener can also literally be into it can also be into Yunara is the thing.
Okay. Okay.
Yordle. Yordle probably leans. It probably leans List Yunara. Probably. Like the thing is, there's not that many good. The number of good level 8 comps is not that good or not that high. Like if I like take a peek here at like which ones are like this is level 9. This is truly level 8, but this is, can you see my screen?
Yeah.
This is conditional. This is level 8, but like A, semi-conditional, B, very hard to pilot. This is level 8, but it requires the Ixtal 2-1. This, like, you kind of need to be able to play around having a Vi, but it's also level 8. So like this one is the least conditional, basically. Like this one is semi-conditional. And then like I have no other level 8 comps here. Like this is level 9. This is level 6. This is level 9. This is level 9. This is this is level 8, right? This is level 8. But like I'll color the I would consider this like very conditional. What's the color? Yellow, sure. Like this is conditional. This is conditional on having bilge opener, I think. As long as you have bilge is okay. This is conditional on having Ixtal early. This is probably conditional. You can play this as if it's not conditional, but if your opener's bad, you don't really want to play towards it. This is like a little bit less conditional. This is a little bit less conditional. This is a little bit less conditional too. If you get void in by 2-5, it's kind of okay. But you kind of see how the game is shaped right now, right?
Yeah.
Weak openers. You'd be willing to play this if you want to be able to recover your spot, I think.
What about Bard Bruisers? You still like Ixtal
Oh,
better?
that one's pretty good. That comp is actually pretty reasonable. That one should always be played with the Filios, and A also likes free rolls.
Yeah.
But B I believe that comp requires you to open with the bow, I think. Or like you just need Ginsu Kraken on a Filios and then you can win. I think that comp is bad to play if you don't begin the game with a Scion.
Okay.
So I'll actually
read
this here.
Prioritizing Aphelios items over Bard items?
Yes, he's better. He's better. He's especially better mid game and before you hit your 3 stars.
Oh, okay.
On this patch, he's 100% better.
But Bard caps higher, right? Like
yeah, your third set of items will go on Bard, but it makes sense to go Aphelios into Bard compared to Bard into Aphelios.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so going back to the lost streak scenario, given that Yunara seems to be like the main level 8 non-conditional line, I assume in stronger lobbies it'll be more contested than most of the other lines. And so that kind of makes sense then to use econ generation in stage 2-3 like we talked about to then be able to hopefully roll down on 4-1.
Yep.
Okay.
Like I'm looking at this, like what else can you play reliably? Nothing. The answer is nothing. There's nothing here that's reliable. Nothing. It's really nothing. It's all conditional everywhere.
What about Diana or Fizz?
Fizz is not a main carry, so you also need to be playing Bilge. If you're losing with Yordles early, you're finished. I also think if you're playing Yordle, I'm of the opinion that if you end on Yordles, you're not going to place very well, but I could be proven wrong. Fizz seems actually at a pretty high power level right now. Dinah is fine. I don't think she's really a comp. I think she's like a good unit to play instead of Tarek if you have like a TG, for example. You also have to have a Leona too, so she's quite conditional, as at least how I think about it.
Right. Okay. She's like a placeholder to get to level 9.
Yeah, she's like a placeholder like Fiddle. Like I think Diana 2 is better than Fiddle 1 for sure.
Okay.
I think it's also better than Senna 1 if you have a TG.
Yeah. Let's see. For Yunara, what's your trait prio? I assume it's the econ ones first, and then what?
Yeah, it's econ, and then it's the multi-strike one.
What's that?
It's
The crit one? Or no.
No. What? Isn't there one where crit? What?
I
Isn't there
thought,
one more?
isn't there 5? Oh, I thought I got them all, but maybe not.
There's one that gives you an increased chance or a chance to attack twice on every attack.
Oh, okay. Okay, and then after that one?
Uh, I think. Okay, I think the casting one is much better for Yunara if you play 5 or 7 Ionia, but usually you play the freljord board if you can.
Okay. So,
So if you're playing the freljord board, this one is bad. That one is bad. The one above is bad. AP 80 on cast. Oh, there's Path of Precision. Is that one still in the game? Maybe I'm crazy.
I think I put these in pretty early, so maybe they like changed. I didn't
I'm not
realize
sure
that
number
they.
5 is in the game.
Okay.
Yeah, I would double check those. But the way I understand it right now is like the gold gen ones are good on Yunara, the multi strike one is good, and the other two are like almost unplayably bad in the failure board. Like if you have to, you have to. But
How do you decide between the Freljord board versus the Ionia vertical for Yunara? Is it just coming down to these traits, or
basically,
okay?
if you're like lower health, you have to roll for like a really good board, which means you have to go for the failure board. The vertical board is kind of what you try to do if you only want to roll a little bit of gold and you have the resources to roll a bit and go 9 or just go directly to 9. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like either make a decision if you're playing around Yunara that I'm strong enough to just like roll a little and go 9 or like not roll anything and go 9 and just go straight to 9. If you're playing if you're playing it as like a deep level A comp where you're like rolling for Braum to Yunara 2, you should be playing the failure board most of the time.
Lista, how do you usually handle early game item economy around Viego 2?
Oh, yeah, so there's like a set of like 12 items. Like basically, you can slam any items that are reasonable on Gwen/Thresh or Callista on the Viego. So like Gwen/Thresh is like Void, Morello, Crown, Hodge, JG, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then Callista is like LW, Shojin, Guard, GS, Adaptive are like good on her. So like anything in that collection can be slammed on Viego.
Okay, so you're not assuming you are slamming those items. For the most part, you're not expecting to win streak with Viego anymore after the nerfs.
You are trying to win.
Yeah,
I don't know a better way to put it.
Like my guess is you're winning like maybe 2/3 of the time in an ideal case. Like, I guess how often are you expecting to full streak is my question.
How often are you expecting a full streak? Okay, so the average would be. Wait, no, it's. Yeah, I think the average is about 1 in 8, right? So 12%. Like I think Viego's like 13 to 15% probably, I guess. I think like crazy good is like I think Viego last patch was like 20% or like 21%. Right. I think.
Okay.
But I think it's like close to like the reasonable mark right now.
Okay. Cool. I figure with these two, will you be sharing the like research you've been doing?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. Then I can just look out for that.
Sounds good.
Cool. Yeah, this is helpful.
All right. Best of luck tomorrow. Will you be playing much tomorrow?
I feel like I'm still need to put together. I have not played much and need to actually do
You want to
the
make your
research.
plan. Yeah, you want to make your plan basically.
Yeah,
and like
I
you can
need to
like
first do that.
look at plans and stuff. Yeah, sounds good. All right,
Yeah.
cool.
Okay.
Well, hope this was helpful. I'll catch you around. Yeah.
Yeah. Talk to you later.
All right, cool. Catch you later. Bye. Have a good
Bye.
night.